Hi, I'm Little Asian. Do you know? Only one of startups survive in 5 years. So ordinary people can only work for the rich all their lives. Today I will tell you in this video, how do ordinary people change their lives against the sky? If you are not rich second generation, but you want to go up and be rich, you must finish this video, because I will tell you a very important and crucial mental method at the end. Let you know how the set of success rate becomes rich. If you are watching my video for the first time, I want to explain to you that this channel is to share some of the ways and techniques that I think are the most crucial to help me succeed in venture capital and financial management. If you are interested in any of these, please subscribe my channel, then turn on the little bell. If you understand after listening, please remember to give me a like. While I believe most people were not born into wealthy family, then you have to accept the fact it's that your starting point is already lower than those of the rich second generation. We used to hear that being rich is only 3 generations. Did you find out? Now that statement is out of date. The rich will only get richer. The poor are richer than before. But the gap between the rich and the poor in the world is growing. So if you want to get rich, you must first understand the principle of the disparity between the rich and the poor. Go understand the development of the time. Let me take China mainland as an example. During the reform and opening up, in fact, even if you open a restaurant casually, the factory, many people can drive to be worth over 100 million. At that time, as long as you are willing to work hard, anyone with no education can get rich, because they are following the trend of the entrepreneurial era. Back then, as long as you went out and started a business, you could make money. But as the will of the times changes, people are getting smarter. The traditional business model is slowly being phased out. It's getting harder and harder to make money by starting a business, because you have the idea of making money. The market is saturated, and those upstarts who opened restaurants and factories in the past, due to their low level of education, they are more stubborn. They are reluctant to follow the trend, and also hope that their children will follow their thinking. They ask their sons and daughters to inherit the father's business. As a result, the generation is worse than the generation gradually eliminated from the market. It is understandable to be rich, but only 3 generations. Then came the heyday of China's financial market. People know how to use leverage to make money by investing in real estate, stock for passive income. At that time, the only way to make money is to rely on wisdom and those who know the importance of knowledge. That's why they let their children learn knowledge, send them to study abroad, go to different places and experience different cultures. Therefore, their children's heads will not be bad, so they get smarter from generation to generation, and the assets are increasing day by day. And now, those of us born in the 90s and 00s, if you were not born into a wealthy family, it's hard for you to climb up. I tell you that in this era of mobile internet, information is developed. With just a few clicks on your phone, you can know what's going on in the world without leaving your home. And the per capita education has also increased. When everyone has a basic knowledge culture, the point value of making money is getting less and less. So you start out more than others, and you still don't want to change. Subscribe to my channel, then there's a good chance you'll just stay put. Now I'll tell you how to change. You listen patiently. You need to understand the root causes of inequality in status and income inequality. It's because people's intelligence is not the same. So intelligence is the key to our change. And intelligence is caused by heredity and the environment. We can't control the genetics. We can't control it. There is no way. So we don't care about this inheritance, because it's useless if you want to. Medical methods are not yet available, so all we can do is control our environment. There is a story that inspires me a lot. Listen, everybody knows the famous Li Si before he became Agawad of Qin. Is it actually a small document guarding the granary in the state of Chu? It's a taste of not being full but not starving. His favorite hobby is walking the dog during work hours. He led his yellow dog and his young son to the wild chasing hare. Li Si had a happy family at that time. The house is not big, but you have enough to live. The salary is not high, but it is considered safe. However, an accidental and interesting thing happened. One day, classmate Li Si suddenly became anxious. Holding his stomach, he bent over and crossed his legs, and went straight to the toilet. Several mice in the toilet are eating feces. Seeing someone coming, frightened and ran away. Li Si has no time to think. First of all, solve the problem of internal urgency, as he ties his trousers and walks back. Just like those terrified mice in the toilet. They just want to eat something no one wants to eat. But it's such a small request. It's so hard for them. Whenever anyone comes, they have to run away in fear. Even a dog will make them panic for a long time. If you are unlucky, you will fall into the cesspool of life. And Lisa see you happen to manage the granary. He thought that the mice in the granary were eating the best rice. Live in a big granary. Don't be afraid when people come. Just take a hole in the granary and drill it. Never worry about life. He wondered, it was also a mouse. Why is the difference so big? He decided to study the wealth gap between toilet rats and granary rats as a subject. To this end, he conducted an experiment. The experiment was very simple. He caught the hamster and locked it in the toilet. Then catch the toilet mouse and lock it in the granary. 3 days later, he came to check the results of the experiment. Once the hamster has become hungry, in a state of panic when you see people, the toilet that used to be eaten is now good, and I am no longer afraid of seeing people. In this situation, Li Si couldn't help but have mixed feelings. Uttered his first line on the stage of Chinese history. The virtuousness of a man is like a rat in his ear. Li Si understands the truth. Where the rat lives, people choose the plane. After drawing such a conclusion, Li Si re-examines his own situation. Are you a mouse in the granary, or a mouse in the toilet? Where in the world is my granary? Zhangyang. Only Zhangyang of Qin Dynasty is the largest granary in the world. Then head towards Zhangyang. Let's go. This is the case with mice, and even more so with people. The environment you choose determines whether you can achieve something in your life. The same reason, beggars and entrepreneurs have different concepts and ideas, just because of the life of beggars and entrepreneurs. Also, the working environment is different. Do you know, if you put a beggar in the position of an entrepreneur, at the beginning, the beggar may not understand anything, causing great loss. But it doesn't take long, like 10 years and 8 years. This beggar will be entrepreneur's environment, trained to be a qualified entrepreneur. Do you understand? This is why Wang Saikong's father Wang Jianlin gave his son 500 million. The reason why he made mistakes to accumulate green smoke. Because you have 500 million, you are rich. Wang Jianlin gave Wang Saikong 500 million. This means that he gave his son, created a rich working and living environment. In this rich environment, even if Wang Saikong had no experience at the beginning, it doesn't matter if you lose a little money. It doesn't matter. Sooner or later, he will be trained to be a qualified rich man. Different social classes, he accepts environmental information is different. For example, what Jack Ma encounters at work every day, what happens to the cleaners at work every day, is completely different. Different environments determine the things and problems you will encounter. Ultimately train people of different qualities. So our work will determine our future prospects. This is why I'm adamantly against doing physical work, because physical work itself requires less thought. Although the muscles can be trained, but it is difficult to improve human intelligence. I mentioned it in my previous video. Everyone is just a product of being stimulated by environmental information, and everyone's consciousness and concept, produced by the environment. So do you understand now? A person is worthless if he sticks to his point of view. Because your ideas are only products of circumstances. When you change your environment, your opinion will naturally change. People have no future, often because they grew up in poor environments. They touch people who don't know how to make a lot of money. Naturally, their level can only reach that level. So here, it doesn't matter if you're not rich. If you want to be successful, You have to keep in mind, if your life is bad, the only way to change your life is to find the good one and make friends with them. Follow them and your life will be fine. You should think carefully about this. I ask you, are your friends at the same level as you? If you are studying, your classmates are not far behind your level. If you are at work, your colleagues are at your level. It won't be too far. I was not born into a wealthy family, but I've known friends older than me since I was very young. Some I know from playing. Some of them I met in exchange activities. Fortunately, my best siblings, they all run their own businesses. So when I was very young, I had the idea of starting a business. As you get older, I slowly discovered that the thoughts and values of my friends of the same age are far from mine. I'm not necessarily smarter than them, but surely, my understanding of the world is deeper than theirs. I tell you, you can only get to know better than you. Friends who are more successful than you. Only you have a chance to change your life against the sky. Just like Jack Ma has his 18-hour hat, like Kai Chongqing, and these successful people are in a good environment. So you have to go to those rich places to work, live, play. Choosing who to work with in a lifetime and how to work together requires skills and method. If you don't pay when you see a master, and you don't pay respect to Master Gao, you will regret your life. If you want to have a good life, the best way is to find a good person. Make friends with him and join his career. To communicate with the same flow, to communicate with each other. Heart to trade. Trading will change fate. Network is money, relationship is strength. To see a person's strength, to see the relationship around him. It depends on what kind of community he lives in. Find out which office he works in. 3 cups of wine for thousands of people. A pot of tea for the great cause of the future. Who should drink this pot of tea with? Who should drink this wine? Follow the leader to mix. Become an official sooner or later. It's a matter of time to get rich by following the rich. Enter the boss's circle and slowly become a boss yourself. If you enter the circle of the poor, you will gradually become poor. But if you really can't make such friends, I'd love to be your friend. Subscribe to my channel, turn on the little bell, and give me a like. I'll show you some money-making ideas in future videos. Also, you can share my videos if you want your peers to improve with you. This way you can learn from each other. Okay, see you next time. Bye.